always get self-conscious in the car about the sound. The windows are up and everything, but I can never tell whether I'm speaking loud enough or I'm close enough to the phone. But hey, I'm not gonna be on here very long. Let's see. If I get the cheddar, just in case any cheddar is coming. Welcome to live chat. So, I let y'all ride with me yesterday when I was leaving out headed to Atlanta to hang out. So now I am headed back to Sweet Home, Alabama. I should have left earlier. I do this every time. But you know, I get somewhere and act like I don't know how to go home, so it is what it is. We had a good time though. I made good time yesterday. When I got here yesterday, we had about an hour before it was time to head over to the event. The event was very nice. I did post some videos to share. My girlfriend killed it with a T with the modeling. So she was very impressive, and I was proud of her. And so, you know, that event happened from like 5 to 9. After that, we went and grabbed something to eat, and everybody was tired. You know, you tell you're getting old, because it was like 10:30 when we got done eating, and I'm like, I'm ready to go home and go to bed, because I did get up rather early yesterday to leave out. So today, and then, you know, I never do good sleeping away from home. So even though we got back to the house and I got settled in, it was about probably 4 o'clock in the morning before I actually went to sleep. So I slept from 4 to like, let me say 11 or 12. And then I woke up and we went to grab something to eat. I didn't get a chance to see my other friend, Tanisha, so, because she didn't come to the fashion show. So she met us today. She had already eaten, but she still came over and met us for lunch. So that was cool. I love getting to hang out with my best friend. You know, all three of us, we call ourselves the Good Times Clique. We met at UAB when we were in our last year of school back in '96. And we've been besties through thick and thin ever since. So it's always a good time. You know, hanging out with them was like hanging out with family. So I had a nice time. I wish Tanisha had been able to go to the fashion show with me, because, you know, I always need a cut buddy when I'm going to somebody who, you know how you got that buddy that y'all can snicker and laugh at certain things with, and, you know, different stuff like that. So I was since Stephanie was walking in the show, and I was basically I wasn't sitting by myself, but the friend of person I was sitting with, we didn't know each other really well. This was like our first time meeting. So, you know how that conversation goes. But it was a very elegant place, very well organized. They started on time. You know, that's a big thing. We tend to be on CPT. They started on time and finished on time. Parking was good. You know, these days, those are my qualifications when I go to an event. And it was really, really nice. The boutique owner was real nice, and you can tell she enjoys what she does. And I'm not a shopper, so I don't get excited about clothes. I was like, you can tell I don't get excited about clothes, because when we came in, you know, I found my table, I sat down, and I kept noticing people walking past me and going to the back. I thought they was going to the bathroom. Well, the boutique owner had some clothes, you know, she had a rack of clothes back there for sale while you were there at the show, and that's what people kept going back there for. I was like, I didn't even know it was for sale back there. And even when I found out, I still didn't go back there, because I'm not a shopper So I don't really get excited about clothes, you know, as far as like, because Stephanie's friend that came to the show, she came down from the Carolina, she was from North Carolina. When I tell you, she said before she left, she had spent almost $1,000. And then when she got ready to leave this morning, she went by another boutique. I'm like, you finna spend some more money? Yeah. But I did win a door prize. I won a nice necklace and earring set for being, you know, they were giving out prizes based on who was the first person here, who was the first person at the table, you know, what color your outfit was, things like that. And she gave away some really nice prizes, mostly accessories from her store, like bracelets, necklaces, all that type of stuff. And she has some really nice stuff, and it looks to be quality stuff. And I, you know, from what I heard, it was kind of pricey. But like I said, I didn't really look to do any shopping. So, but one of the outfits that Stephanie's friend got, she said it was like $200 for a dress. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't do that. But you know, to each their own. I don't really have anything that I blow a lot of money on. You know, usually everybody has their vice, whether it's electronics or clothes or whatever. I don't really have a thing that I blow a lot of money on. That's just, you know, I know for my dad, it's clothes, but here's the thing about him. He likes it. My dad just likes a deal. I feel like he gets warm and fuzzy on the inside when he finds a deal, because he loves for you to come over and he show you something that he done found at a thrift store or at some type of place where it was marked down, and he want to tell you what the retail price is and what he paid for it. Guess how much this costs? You would not believe it. Guess how much? And this is name brand, this is quality. And I'd be like, okay. I just don't get excited about it like that. But him and my brother next to me, the one I call my big little brother, he's like that with clothes too, but he don't mind spending the money. For him, he don't worry about whether it's a bargain or not. If he see it and he wants it, he's gonna buy it. And it's so funny because me and him were being in, I remember we were going somewhere and he wanted to get a shirt and something else for the occasion. Just run grab something real quick. So I went with him, and you know, he walking around, he pulling out stuff. What you think of this one? What you think of this one? And my attitude was like, it's nice. That's nice too. Yeah, that's cool too. It was like, you don't have any like and shopping with, he's like, shopping with you is like shopping by myself. I said, I mean, how many different shirts can you show me? They all look nice. I don't know what more you want me to say. So he's very into that type of thing, and I'm very not. That's how that really goes. And I feel bad because my daughter, she, you know, she's 13 now, and I feel like I'm rubbing off on her because, you know, I'm not a big shopper. And it used to be she loved to shop. She would pick up stuff when we go in the store, and can I get this and look at this and ooh and ah, and she liked the little purses and the little backpacks and all that. And now, the older she gets, she's not really into it either. I was like, oh Lord, I hope I ain't gonna turn into like have a negative effect on my child. Let me see something. Okay, I have to check something. But yeah, I don't want to have a negative effect on her where she don't like to shop because I don't like to shop. But I mean, it's just not my personality. Hopefully I should be home. I just hit I-20. So it says I'm like 100 and it said it was like 130 miles. I got 130 miles to go. And this ride don't bother me. I've done it like a lot of times. So I'm used to it. And once I get out of like I always wait until I get on 20. Because when I'm dealing with 85 and 285 and all that stuff, I have to be able to focus. So I can't hit the live button when I'm riding through there, or especially if I'm going through downtown. I don't want to be focused on nothing but not missing my exit. So I just got on I-20 not long ago. And it should take me about, I don't know, I should be at the state line in probably like another, what mile mark is that? Yeah. I'll be at the state line in less than 30 minutes. And it was so funny because, you know, I used to live here back in the day, back in 2000. And whenever I'm here, it's so funny how you can remember certain exits and stuff that'll give you a flashback. So when I lived here before, I lived in Gwinnett County, and I was talking to somebody that lived in Ellenwood. So whenever I would go to his house, you know, I would have to get on 285 and then get off on 675 until I got to his exit for Ellenwood. And so today, when I was riding 285, it was just like a flashback. I felt like I was transported back to the year 2000, and I was headed over that way. And you know how you just get that flashback feeling and you be grinning? That's how I felt. And you know, I'd be wondering, like, whatever happened to, like, I stay in contact with some people. Well, yeah, I stay in contact with people pretty well, but like when it comes to like an ex or something like that, I don't always stay in contact with them. So I haven't seen that guy since probably 2001, 2002. So I wonder if he's even still over there in Ellenwood. You never know. But it was a funny story when I started talking to him. When I moved to Atlanta back in 2000, that was back when, I know a lot of y'all, if y'all older heads, remember when Black Planet was real big. So that was back when, hey Pandy. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on here long. When the sun go down, I'm getting off. But right now I can see, so I can talk. And thank you. I am gonna drive safe. Is the sound okay, Pandy? Because like I was saying, I always get paranoid that you can't hear me when I do the when I'm in the car talking. Is the sound all right? Because I think when I was talking yesterday, I had it on Bluetooth, but today I just put it on regular phone because I think the sound comes better that way. But anyway, yeah, back when I lived here back then, that was when Black Planet was real popular. I didn't really know anybody. Oh, okay, good. She said the sound is good. I didn't really know anybody except my roommate, and that's my bestie Tanisha that lives here now. So she had talked me into, well, it didn't take much to talk me into it, but she talked me into moving up here, moving to Atlanta because of a job opportunity, and I did. So, but right when I moved, you know, when I was planning to move up here, she wasn't like in a serious relationship with anybody, so it was cool that we were gonna be roommates and stuff. But then once I got here, it's like the same night I got here, her and the guy that she had been talking to decided to get serious. So I'm like, now I'm feeling like a third wheel because she's the only person I know here, and with them being in a new relationship, of course, they're spending a lot of time together. So I had tried to meet some people on my own. So I ain't got no Black Planet, and you know, if you did anything with Black Planet, people, we had a lot of conversations. It was a good way to get to know people and stuff. And people weren't, I don't think people were as crazy. I don't know, you know, as trying to meet somebody online now. Back then, it was, to me, it was pretty harmless. So this particular guy that lived in Ellenwood, I have been talking to him off and on, you know, on Black Planet and even offline, but we had never met. So one night when my bestie said, I'm being so lazy right now, I'm about to go to bed. I don't blame you. As soon as I get home, I am going, well, my mom is still there, so she gonna want to talk to me for about 2 hours. But yeah, I should get home about 9 o'clock Central Time. So when I get home, I'm gonna be lazy myself. But so enjoy getting your rest. I don't blame you. Tomorrow is back to work. But yeah, so my girlfriend was hanging out with her boyfriend, And I was sitting at home alone, and then, we had been talking off and on anyway. So he was like, well, why don't you want to hang out tonight? And I was like, and keep in mind, did I have a cell phone? I think I had a cell phone. Yeah, we're going to be on my channel tomorrow. I just haven't gone in and set up the thing. I'm kind of last minute about that. But I will get them set up, and it will be the same time. What is it? 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central. So yes, we will definitely be doing that tomorrow, Tuesday, and Friday. So for the going out with the guy thing, so he called and we decided to go out. Or it was my first time meeting him in person. My girlfriend went at home when I left, and I finally figured this was back in 2000. Did I have a cell phone? I don't know. I'm sure I had a cell phone, but I guarantee you if I had one, it was some of that prepaid stuff. So anyway, I left and I was a little uncomfortable because I didn't tell her where I was going before I left. I don't know why. For some reason, I didn't get in touch with her before I left. So he comes by, picks me up, and what he didn't tell me is that he was on the job and he did stuff with like the cell phone towers and stuff like that. So I didn't realize he was working. I'm thinking we're gonna go somewhere and have a drink or something. It's like Saturday night. It's like 8, 9 o'clock, something like that. So he picks me up and he's like, I gotta run take care of something real quick. And I'm like, okay. So we're in the car and he gets off. He gets on the interstate. He gets on 75. And then we're driving and we still driving. I'm like, well, shoot, how far are we going? So then I say we're headed towards like Cartersville, Georgia. And I was like, wait a minute. Are we even still in Atlanta? So he was like, yeah, I gotta go check on the tower real quick. And I was like, okay. So we ride, and then next thing I know, we riding, and it starts to look like we're getting out in like the sticks or whatever. So we get to a point where he has to get out and physically go up and open a gate or something like that so he can get up into the area. And the only thing I think to myself, oh Lord, this man is finna kill me. He gonna chop my ass up and bury me out here in this damn mountain. And ain't nobody gonna know where I'm at or anything like that, other than the fact that, I think I left Tanisha a note. I don't know what I did. I may have left her voicemail, but she still wouldn't know where I was because I didn't know where I was. So he gets back in the car and we started driving up just like, it was like a mountain. It felt like we was driving up a hill or something like that. And keep in mind, at this point, I'm still not knowing that he's on doing something. He's still on the clock. So why somebody that came and picked me up, is meeting me for the first time, is driving me out into some woods somewhere in the middle of Georgia, off literally off the road. I just knew he was finna kill me. But then that's when I started asking. I was asking questions, but I really started asking questions. I'm like, what we gonna do here? What's going on with this? So he had got a call that he had to go check on one of the cell towers, and that's why we were out there. But honey, I had my girlfriend laughing when I did get back home and talk to her. I said, I thought I was dead. I didn't think you was gonna see me again. Cause when he pulled off and started driving up into what felt like the mountains or something, I was like, I got real scared. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna make my way back or whatever, but it turned out not to be a thing. He was very nice. But I did learn a lesson. Next time, make sure you physically talk to somebody before you hop your ass in the car going somewhere. And I think at that time, I wasn't even 30. I was like, that was 2000. I was probably 25, 26, something like that. But, yeah, that was definitely a scary adventure. And I definitely learned a lesson. And, it's so funny because I'm used to being the more of the carefree person when it comes to the traveling groups and stuff. Because, like, if we go to the club or we go out of town or something like that, I'm not one that's going to be like, well, who is, real strict with, like, you don't need to do that. If my friends need somebody, I'm like, well, just make sure I got the information if you're going to go, So I'm usually very laid back. I'm usually the one that they like, we don't know nothing about them folks. No, you don't need to do that. And I was just like, okay. Like my boyfriend, the one who I went for the fashion show this weekend, Stephanie, you don't got to worry about, oh, that's fine, Penny. With my friend Stephanie, you don't have to worry about getting in no trouble, because she going to keep your ass on the straight and narrow. Even if you think you finna do something unsafe, she like, no. Yeah, we're not doing it. Because, like, I've been on trips, like, with my friend Tanisha, the one I was a roommate with. Me and her have traveled together. And me and my friend Sheila that lives in Charlotte have traveled together. And me and Stephanie have traveled together. Stephanie the one I traveled with, and I ain't get into no trouble. I mean, I ain't get into nothing. I came back and didn't have not one wild, crazy story to tell. She gonna keep you safe on her watch. And I can respect that, you know. But what was funny, when I did my last trip to Jamaica, I went with my friend Sheila. And like I said, I'm used to being the one that's the more, you know, you have to tell me to reel it in, bring it back in. Well, we were in Jamaica, we were staying at the resort. You know how it is when you're on vacation, you're away from home, drinking, whatever. So we have both been feeling real good all weekend. So there was someone there that she had met that worked there, that, you know, she was kind of talking to or whatever. And he had invited her to go off of the resort to like go hang out or something like that. And my thing was, when she said she was getting ready to go, she had been drinking. And I could tell she was still like kind of buzzing. And I'm like, I probably shouldn't let her do this. And I'm like, okay. So I kept trying to stall her. Because I'm like, well, because she kept telling, it wasn't like she was asking permission. She was telling me she was finna go. She was like, I'm finna get ready. We're going to go hang out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, where are y'all going? How are you gonna get there? And she's like, well, he called the taxi for me, and the taxi's gonna pick me up. And I was like, well, you know, I'm trying to get information, and I'm so not this type of person that I'm like trying to think of now, if Stephanie was here, what would she say to me? So I'm trying to figure out what I need to say to stall her. Because my thing was, she's an adult, she's a grown person, but if she's been drinking, I want to make sure she's level-headed before she leaves. So I'm just like trying to stall. I was like, well, you know, before you go, let me get a shower before you go, because we had been outside on the beach and stuff. And I was like, and you know, I'll walk downstairs with you, or I think I had even said I will ride in the cab over with you, and then I'll just come on back to the resort. So I'm trying to stall her, and she started like, man, I'm finna go. So I was just like, how am I gonna explain to this girl's family, if she leave here and don't come back, how I let her get kidnapped or whatever. So it was just so weird, me being the one that had to be the voice of reason. But it worked out fine. She, you know, I ended up, I always say, God take care of babies and fools. And I ain't been a baby for a long time. So he looked out for me when I make foolish decisions. So I've never had anything, and when I've done something, you know, what other people might consider crazy, to turn out in a bad, you know, have bad results. So for that particular time, you know, I rode with her. She met up with her friend. I took the taxi back to the resort. I got all of his information, so-called, you know, even if he was lying, I mean, whatever, how could I prove it? But because of the fact that he worked over there, it was more a risk for him if something happened than it was for her, because, you know, that was his job, and, you know, that definitely would have been a miss. But he turned out to be a nice guy, and he got her back home safe and everything, so it turned out okay. But yeah, I don't like being the one that's got to be the voice of reason. I don't want to be that. I like being the one that you know, and which I don't think, you know, I'm not really a wild person to just make any wild, crazy decisions. But, you know, like I said, with our friends, I'm the one that's probably the least Bridget. My friend Tanisha is probably right there in the middle where she could go either way. And Stephanie is definitely like, if it's not safe, we not doing it. So that's how our thing usually goes. But we haven't traveled together, at least out of the country anyway, in a while. They recently went to Punta Cana, not Punta Cana, they went to the Dominican, but they didn't go to Punta Cana for my friend Tanisha's 50th birthday. So they've been out, but I haven't been anywhere lately. So I guess we need to plan a trip coming up at some point, which is where our Elevation Travel, let me do a shameless plug, my Elevation Travel with my business comes in handy because they have like 110% price guarantee. So if I do book or plan anything, even if they're not the cheapest, they will match the price by 110% if I find it somewhere cheaper. So that's gonna be good for when we do decide to go somewhere else. I just haven't since what is it? The pandemic. I just haven't been really gung ho on doing a lot of traveling by plane. But like they say, the world is open back up again. It's time to get back out there. So we'll see. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to touch base with you guys, get a little watch time in, and kill some time in this car since I got another at least 2 hours of driving to do. But I am going to get off of here because it's going to be starting to get dark soon. And I just wanted to talk while I had some light. So for everybody that came in, thank you for coming in. Please thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. I will be going live for we usually get together and do a group live on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and we rotate the channel. So this week is going to be on my channel, and we will be talking about home-based businesses and, you know, the reasons why you would want to, all that type of stuff. We'll be doing, and it's never a long discussion. We try to keep it 30 minutes or less. So if you get the notification, drop in and check out what the conversation is about. So I will talk to you guys. How do I turn this thing on? I see live, but okay, I guess I just hit the X. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming through.